Hey guys, it's Gavin here, and welcome to episode 22 of my Northampton Town Play Mode playthrough, currently on loan from Sunderland AFC. And in this video we have the final 4 games of the season, which is a home game against Wimbledon, a home game against Rotherham, a away match against Exeter City, and an away match against Port Vale Town. So yeah, this will be the final video in season 1, which is cool, because then we get to play for Sunderland in the next video. But yeah, going into the first game, in the 4th minute right there we had a nice opportunity, but nothing really troubled the keeper all that much. 10th minute we do eventually take the lead though, Mould putting the ball in the back of the net to make us 1-0 up. Hopefully in these last 4 games we can pretty much dominate, just to wrap up the season, make things look a little bit more spectacular. But then in the 14th minute we do go a 2-0 lead with a nice sweaty goal. What are you going to do? A sweaty goal is a sweaty goal. But yeah, that is a nice 2-0 lead, 2 goals in 4 minutes, which is always pretty sweet. So yeah. Going on to the next opportunity, which was in the 35th minute, with the amount of strength that what's-his-face Mould had there just to get past that defender, and it was pretty much sort of like a scrappy finish. He kind of was like off balance and fell over as he shot. As you see here, he just kind of like fell over and like, yeah, but eventually it does go in, which is always cool. And then in the that was pretty much how that game would end, or how the half would end. A nice 3-0 lead at half time. But in the 65th minute, my player with an absolute astonishing strike, running down from the right wing, just to cut inside and just basically bland the ball off the bar, and just what a goal that was from my player. And from that, ball does get taken off for Nichols to come on. And then in the 81st minute, Wimbledon do get 1 goal back with a nice cross and a nice full volley into the back of the net. It was a very nice consolation goal. And pretty much, I didn't really think they would make much of a comeback from this, just due to the fact that it was such late on in the game. But as you'll see in a minute, they do make one hell of a little sort of comeback. So pretty much that was the 81st minute, and then in the 84th, once again with another cross, a nice header and a beautiful, beautiful volley from Moore, putting them 2 goals up. So I was getting kind of worried at this point, just to see if they would make a huge comeback. But then 2 minutes later, I did really make sure that everything was ours, with a nice little clusterfuck of shit going on in the middle there. But eventually Nichols does put the ball in the back of the net to make it 5-2, which is a nice convincing win right there. I was afraid in case they would make some sort of comeback, but they didn't, which is always good. And then in the 89th minute we have a final opportunity, my player just blasting the ball wide, which is quite disappointing. But yeah, that was pretty much how that game would end, a nice 5-2 victory. So going into the second game against Rotherham, they do have 2 players out through injury, but in the 6th minute we have a nice opportunity there. Try to chip the keeper with a header, nothing really much came from it though. Then in the 10th minute, try to score a pretty sweaty goal, but the finish was just totally horrible. But in the 22nd minute we do eventually break the deadlock with a goal. I was actually quite surprised that went in. I'm surprised the keeper didn't get it. I really thought he was going to get it, just due to the fact that it was so close to him and it was such a poor shot. But never mind, at least it went in. That's always good stuff, in the 26th minute, Rotherham do have a nice opportunity, but the volley on the 3rd attempt was shockingly bad. But yeah, that was pretty much how the half would end, is a nice 1-0 lead at half time, which is always good. In the 49th minute we do have a nice opportunity there, but the keeper does well to save it. And then in the 51st minute, once again a nice opportunity, but the keeper is very, very well on par for that. So here we go, in the 52nd minute we do get a penalty, and as you can see there, the Rotherham player is injured. O'Connor is actually injured, which is quite disappointing. But I don't really give a damn, because I've got a penalty out of it. So here we go, he's getting took off. O'Connor is coming off for Ainsworth to come on. So my player would step up to take the duty of the penalty, and I decided to be cheeky on the penalty and just chip it straight down the middle. I haven't really scored many chips through penalties this season, so it's always nice to see that I've still got it. But yeah, that was pretty much a nice little penalty right there. So yeah, going on to the 60th minute, some strange witchcraft went on there. I kind of ran into one of the Rotherham players as I was about to kick it, and Pringle decides to just hoof the ball in the back of the net. In real life that could probably be obstruction, but obviously this is just a video game. But yeah, as you can see here, my keeper just picks it up. I do try to just run out and kick it, but Pringle just gets the nice little volley out of it to put them 1 goal back. So in the 63rd minute, we have a nice opportunity, but it is just wide of the post. My player does eventually come off for Molt to come on, and in the 80th minute, Molt with the nice little run, with the chip over the keeper to give us all 3 points right there. Molt with a beautiful goal. He's actually scored quite a few goals for us quite recently, which is always good. And that was pretty much how this game would end. It's a nice 3-1 victory. Obviously there's a little sub there before the game would end, but yeah, 3-1 is a nice victory, a nice convincing victory that we have right there. And then going on to the 3rd match of the game, which is against Exeter. So going on to it in the 7th minute, Exeter do have a nice opportunity with a few blocks here and there, and eventually is cleared by me. And in the 15th minute, we do go 1-0 up. Their keeper should have done a lot better there. I was actually quite surprised that he didn't get it. He kind of just flopped to the floor. But he really needed to get that. That was a really poor finish. But what are you going to do? And then in the 44th minute, my player with a beautiful finesse shot, getting me some accomplishments. So yeah, that was a pretty decent finish. I was actually really happy about that goal. So yeah, it was a nice little bit of build-up play as well. But yeah, once again, the keeper could have probably got it, but it really was a really good finish. But that was pretty much how that half would end. 2-0 at half-time, but my player does get subbed at half-time for Mold to come on while he does some sort of hand action. But yeah, going on to the 64th minute, we do have a nice opportunity from the first shot, and then the header on this on the rebound just over the bar. But yeah, that's pretty much how that game would end. Is a nice 2-0 victory. And then going on to the final game of the season, I did want this to be a really high scoring game, just so I could see what I could get out of these players. And it wasn't all that high scoring, but yeah, in the 3rd minute we do actually go 1-0 up right here, with a beautiful strike into the top right hand corner of the goal. And then in the 23rd minute, my player with a beautiful run, couldn't really finish it off himself, so he needed Nichols for the rebound to make us 2-0 ahead. So pretty much I was quite surprised that the keeper actually saved it. Most of my shots like this season haven't really been saved, but yeah, at least Nichols was there for the rebound. In the 26th minute, we do go for another opportunity, but the finesse shot is just over the bar. And then finally in the 32nd minute, once again the finesse is just past the post on that occasion. In the 36th minute, my player, or Harding, sorry, with the nice little finesse under the keeper to make us 3-0 up in 36 minutes, which is always good. It wasn't really a finesse, but more of a shot, but still. And then in the 42nd minute, a beautiful strike from Nichols. Nice power shot into the top left-hand corner of the goal, or top right-hand corner, whichever the perspective you're looking at. But yeah, really nice shot from outside the box actually. So yeah, 4-0 in 42 minutes, which is always good. And just before half-time, Nichols with the nice run and then the chip over the keeper to make it 5-0 before half-time, which is quite demoralising for Port Vale. But oh well, what you're going to do. So yeah, that was pretty much how the half would end, as a nice 5-0 lead. And then going into the second half, in the 40th minute, they do have a nice little bit of build-up play, but eventually nothing really coming from it, and pretty much I cleared it straight away. And then in the 59th minute, we do go 6-0 up with Nichols once again. I think he's got like 4 goals or something out of this, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was pretty much a tank throughout the whole of the game. And straight from that, Turnbull does come off for Guttridge, or whatever his name was, to come on. But yeah, in the 68th minute, we do have a nice opportunity, but it is just past the post. And eventually, in the 81st minute, my player has one final opportunity before he is substituted, which is always disappointing. I would like to get him a goal just on the last day of the season. But yeah, that was pretty much how this game would end and how this season would end. We are promoted to Division 1, or League 1. And I win the Golden Boot, which is always good. And this is pretty much how the table would end throughout this season. We are currently top. We've got 40 wins, 6 draws, 0 losses, with a goal difference of 109 and 126 points. At the bottom, the people who are relegated is York City, Accrington, Stanley, Burton Albion, and possibly FC Wimbledon. I'm not sure how many people get relegated in the lower leagues, but yeah. Swansea are the FA Cup winners. They've beat Cardiff in the final of the FA Cup. And this is my stats at the end of the season. I have gained 10 overall. I am worth 11 million. My form is excellent and my morale is unknown. So yeah, I've played quite a few games, got a lot of goals, and my average rating is 8.7, which is always good. And these are my stats. My stats have increased like a lot actually. I was actually quite surprised at them, especially the physical ones. I've got a lot of sprint speed and acceleration, which is always good. Especially for me rating, and also like me shot power as well, and finishing, which is always good. But yeah, I was the player of the year. The league's player of the year has gone to Northampton Town's Bullsnackers. Woo! And I was the top scorer with 54 goals, just behind me with 19. And pretty much from here, I just end the season right here. My league expectations reviews. Good job on meeting your league objectives for the season. You have achieved what was expected for you, and you did what you were asked to do. So that was always good. I always wanted to impress the manager, and this is what I've achieved. I got 54 goals, 11 assists. I got an average of 9.3 rating, which is always good. And your league expecting... oh no, that was just the same email, never mind. But yeah, here we go. Martin O'Neill expresses delight as Bullsnackers returns from loan. Hopefully I can make a huge impact for Sunderland in the next season. But yeah guys, this is the end of season 1. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button, it helps me out a lot. Also subscribe as well, just so you don't miss out on any more videos coming in the future, including season 2 at Sunderland AFC. But until you catch me in the next video guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!